Welcome to another episode of Silence is Golden. I'm Simon Kelly.
And I'm Troy Dean.
Welcome back, Troy.
Thank you, brother.
Today we're going to be talking about customizing WordPress for clients. We're also going to be having a look at WordPress 15th anniversary is coming up. Gutenberg 2.7 comes out. Some revenue streams for freelance developers, as well as Elementor 2.0 with their new theme builder. Stay with us.
Well, lots happened.
Back.
Lots happened since I've been away. Who's that bloke behind the production switcher over there?
Running the show.
Where's Ray?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think he's taking some time off.
Ray's, oh, there we go. I'm Ginny Mac. There we go, look at that. Beautiful, yes. Less than 60 seconds in and something's gone wrong. Woohoo! Love it. Awesome.
How was your trip?
Unbelievable.
Yeah?
Unbelievable.
I'm not sure if anyone knows, but you were off in...
I was on the south coast of New Zealand. South coast. I was on the South Island of New Zealand.
Were you on the south coast of the South Island?
Not quite.
No.
I got as far down as Queenstown. We flew into Christchurch.
Yeah.
We ran a one-day mastermind the next day in Christchurch. And we had a bunch of elevators come down and spend the day with us in Christchurch for that, which was cool.
Unreal.
And then we hired a car. We spent a few more days in Christchurch, which was really fascinating to see how Christchurch is trying to recover from the earthquakes in 2011. Is just a fascinating place to be, and it's really interesting to talk to the locals there and hear their stories. And it's quite confronting, to be honest. I mean, 80% of the CBD was either damaged or destroyed during those earthquakes, and it's just amazing to see the resilience that the people have there and how they're trying to rebuild their city, and some of the struggles that they've got, and some of the the battles that they're having with insurance companies and engineers. It's a really fascinating journey. And then we hired a car and drove around the South Island and spent a couple of nights in Akaroa, a night in Tekapo, a night in Lake Wanaka, and then 5 nights in Queenstown, which I would have to say would probably have to be one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
Yeah, I saw a couple of photos come through and they just looked amazing.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. And then drove down to Glenorchy for a day trip, which of course is where a lot of Lord of the Rings was shot, Middle Earth. And it literally took my breath away. We were driving up a hill at one point, and we got to the top of this hill, and I'm driving along, and Oscar's in the back seat, and Amy's next to me, and we're driving along, and all of a sudden I went, and Amy said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." And I pointed out the windscreen, and in front of us was just as far as the eye could see were this snow-capped mountain range. It literally took my breath away. Yeah. It was just unbelievable. And of course, because we had a 9-month-old, we spent a lot of time just sitting in cafes, walking around the park, not doing any kind of outdoorsy stuff, no bungee jumping, no skydiving, none of that fancy shit. But definitely got it on the list to go back and spend more time in Queenstown because it's a red-hot destination. Yeah,
it sounds amazing. You're feeling refreshed?
I'm feeling very refreshed.
Yeah, that was almost a full 2 weeks?
Yep, 2 weeks. I'm feeling very refreshed, very pumped up. The team's all a little bit scared because I'm back and I've got a fire in my belly and a rocket up my ass and I'm ready to kick this thing into gear. So yeah,
awesome.
It's good to be back. It is good to be back, and it's good to be known as Ginny Mac on the show. So, excellent.
That's staying, I think.
Ray was upstairs before, and we were coming down here to do the show, and Ray said, "Do you need me?" And Mac said, "No, we don't need you." And I said, "Hang on a second, what do you mean? I've never done a live stream without Ray in the studio. He's my security blanket." There we go. Max has fixed the lower third on the fly. Check it out. Look at that.
Hell yeah, go Max.
Great work, Max Jeffcoat, eh?
So there's a couple of things to fill you in on the world of WordPress.
I'm fired. So, is that right?
Yeah, well, we'll see how we go.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
All right.
Stuff that happened.
So something big to celebrate in the world of WordPress that's coming up on May 27. It's WordPress's 15th anniversary, which is really exciting. So if you're not doing something for it, then you should go down to your local WordCamp and see if they're doing something and see if you can help organize. Definitely be party time. On the WordPress.org website, they've got a couple of different options here. Probably, a party with the local WordPress meetup group. There'll definitely be podcasts. There's definitely going to be lots of blog posts and video streaming. So get amongst it, post up your WordPress story, and share the love for WordPress. Very exciting.
Very exciting indeed.
They've
15
also got
years.
some swag in their shop, which is powered by WooCommerce. You wouldn't be surprised about that.
Well, it wouldn't be a Shopify shop, would it, hey? That wouldn't be very cool, would it?
It would be hilarious. And you can take 15% off for the 15-year anniversary.
There we go.
Celebrate WP 15.
We should do 15% off WP Elevation for no bullshit. Discounts. Psych. We don't discount. There you go.
So what else is new is that Gutenberg 2.7 come out. There'll be Gutenberg news until it is released, which I believe is 5.0, which I think is slated for November this year. So Gutenberg 2.7 released. It adds the ability to edit permalinks. I have to be honest, I haven't taken a really big look at Gutenberg other than watching the news. I've installed it and had a little bit of a play around, but I haven't gone too deep because there's just other things to do, basically. So how about yourself?
Well, no, I haven't really. I mean, is this going to be a thing, do you think?
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
do you think, yeah?
100%.
Yeah, it's
definitely
a thing,
to pay attention
It's a thing.
to.
It's a thing, is it?
Yep.
I mean, I'm just such a lazy prick that I like using page builders so much that I just can't get my head around going to use something like Gutenberg. You know?
It is one, kind of, right? Like if you were looking if you were just on mobile first, what major benefit would you have of using a fancy page builder over something Gutenberg that's like inline editing, because you just don't have that much room to play with. So there's more options for sure in like Elementor or Beaver Builder to be able to do some more fancy stuff, pop-ups and things like that. But Gutenberg, from like a mobile perspective, click, edit, pretty good. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I am expecting lots of problems and people yelling at things, but you know, that's part of progress, isn't it?
It is, and it's part of the whole, you know, being an open source and kind of contributed by volunteers thing.
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm not on the Gutenberg wagon at the moment. I'm just going to say it. For me, if I'm building something and I then go and need to install an additional plugin for extra functionality, I'm like, well, why don't I just get a page builder with all the
almost
things?
Less functionality.
Yeah, that's right. yeah, that's right. Less functionality.
Would you like to install something to get less?
To get less functionality. That's right. Yeah. So I don't know. The jury's out for me. Anyway. Look, I've been wrong before. It could happen again. No. So don't take my word for it. If you want to go play with Gutenberg, knock yourself out.
I'll just keep bringing you news every now and then.
Please do.
That's all you need to do, Troy. Another article I thought was interesting as well was by TalkMag, who actually wrote this. TalkMag published it, but it was John Hughes who published this on TalkMag, and it's freelance developer revenue streams, which I thought was good. So the revenue streams are theme and plugin development. So you could produce your own plugins and produce your own themes and sell them on WordPress. Common way is like the freemium model. So you create a free plugin with some functionality, and then you have the premium version, which extends functionality. Advanced Custom Fields is one of the plugins that does that. Another one is website customizations and feature additions. So changing things for clients, fixing things, potentially adding features, so a bit more custom, I think. That would be more like that. Or you could specialize in specific types of features or specific industries is what I would recommend there. If you just say, give me any customization job and I'll work on it, probably open yourself up for a bit of a headache there. The third one is WordPress care, maintenance, and technical troubleshooting packages. So you could sell a recurring package at a fixed rate. Seems to be quite a common thing. Maybe you have multiple packages there, and you can sell support, maintenance, backups, as well as changes. Something that seems to come up quite a lot is unlimited change package, which is like 30 minutes, usually a small fix or a small change, content or CSS or code, and unlimited changes. A lot of questions that I see from that is like, how does someone possibly manage that? And usually it's like one ticket per day, and that's about the way they manage it, and it's content or code. WP Elevation is mentioned in this article too. Yeah.
Because we have a very detailed article, which was actually a webinar that we ran in conjunction with our friends at GoWP about selling WordPress maintenance plans. And it's interesting that they use a screenshot of the GoWP's website in that article there. Yeah, we do have a very detailed article on the WP Elevation website, which you can check out about selling maintenance plans.
And Brad from GoWP?
Brad from GoWP.
Member of WP
Member
Elevation?
of WP Elevation.
Very
Here's the thing about
exciting.
unlimited changes as well. You can always have an asterisk, fair use policy. So unlimited changes, but if you take the piss and email us 15 times a day to change a comma or change a word, then we're going to slap you down. Basically, that's how you get around the unlimited.
Just reply very slowly.
The other thing is that if someone has got too much time in their hands and they're emailing you 100 times a day for changes, then they've got bigger issues in their business that you should be helping them address.
That's right.
So I mean, Brad has done this for a long time at GoWP, and he's never emailed me and said, "Wow, I've just lost my shirt with this whole unlimited changes thing."
Just manage it from the start.
Yeah, and people don't have
Manage
time to
expectations.
email you relentlessly with little changes on their website. If they are, then they're taking the piss and you should educate them.
It would make them tired, surely, just
Correct.
doing that all the time.
Yep.
I'm not getting any results for all these things I'm requesting. Cool. Other little bit of news here. Well, it's a huge bit of news, actually. Elementor Pro 2.0 has actually come out now. Last week, I think we talked about a bit of a demo, but it's actually out, and they've got a theme builder, which is pretty epic. So you can really customize any part of WordPress now. So it's not so much about being a page builder as more of like a content builder. So you can manage the blog post archives or a custom post type archive. You can build the structure of that and show how each particular custom post type would be laid out. So you're not putting in the specific content, but you're like, insert title here, put featured image to the side, put the content here, put a unique header with a pop-up, so you can customize all of that, multiple post types. It's pretty awesome.
This is about as exciting as it gets. Like seriously, this is something this is a big problem that we've been trying to solve in the WordPress space for a long time. Of course, Beaver Builder have got the Beaver themer, and they were really the first ones to blaze the trail in this space. So big props to those guys. And basically what it means is that if you're editing, you know, the featured hero section of a single post template, that you've got these dynamic fields that you can place in, like post title, post date, post author. You can design a beautiful hero section, post featured image, design a beautiful hero section with no code, dragging and dropping it around in the Elementor page builder, and then when you create a new post and assign it to the post template, it will automatically fill in those dynamic fields. It's a beautiful thing, and coupled with, and I'm just going to drop this in there, coupled with something like Templater, which is a new product that's come out of the guys at Brainstorm Force, our friend Sujay over at Brainstorm Force, coupled with Templater. Now, Templater allows you to take your Elementor templates and save them in the cloud for reusing on other websites. So, for example, what I would do is I would build a prototype of how I want my, you know, blog post, single, and archive pages and templates to look. I would save those prototypes in Templater in the cloud, reuse them on all my client websites, and then just style them on the go as I'm building them for the client. So something like the Elementor 2.0 theme builder coupled with the Templater from Brainstorm Force is an epic combination to really speed up your development workflow and productivity. Very
Across
exciting.
multiple clients,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is ridiculous. Yeah.
This is very, very exciting now, because now we can spend time being creative, not pushing pixels around the screen. It's a very, very exciting time to be a WordPress developer. I wish
iterating quickly.
this stuff was around in 2008 when I started out, man. Would have made my life a lot easier.
Yeah. Instead of trying to build your own.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. Now, I know we're going to cop flack from all the hardcore coders who like building custom themes in underscores, and that's totally fine. If that's your bag, if you love spending time in PHP Storm or your favorite code editor, then knock yourself out. This is just a different way of doing things. I'm not saying this is right and the, you know, hardcore coders are wrong. This is just a different way of doing things for those of us who don't like looking at code.
And even for the people that do, I think it's an important tool to have in your toolkit because of how quickly you can iterate the front end. I think from a back end perspective, you'd be hard pressed to find someone, or even from like a front end code perspective, hard pressed to find someone who could create the level of complexity and you know, CSS breakpoints, media queries that Elementor can, to be able to iterate quickly and show a client some kind of mock-up, some kind of page, and show the flow so they can get feedback quickly. You'd be hard pressed to find someone who could do it as fast. So even as developers, you can learn this. Get feedback really fast, get approval, and then you can go and build this however you want before you put it live. So definitely something to be researching and paying attention to, even if you think you hate page builders.
Christina Hawkins is on Facebook here. Hey, Hawkinator! How you doing? Christina says Manage WP now has a template tool as well, which is exciting.
Yeah, and it does the whole build, as far as I'm aware, Manage WP. So the whole WordPress build.
Right.
So like your plugins listed all together, and you can just go clone, clone, clone.
Roby here says, just for your information, the side camera's video is delayed by a second or two. Central camera is fine.
It could just be us looking at it that's delayed by a second or two.
Oh, right,
Dunno.
okay. We'll check that out. Bob says, hi, why do you guys usually build your sites on Beaver Builder versus Elementor? Well, either of them will do the job, Bob. Just pick your weapon and go deep on it, become a specialist. And Peter Wright says, went to Queenstown a couple of years ago, beautiful place. Yes, it is indeed. Thanks for joining in the show on Facebook. All right.
A couple more options here. What is that?
These here.
Multi-love,
Multi-love.
multi-cry.
There we go. Multi-love. Yay! Three
Awesome.
loving faces.
Getting a bit distracted there.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah, while I was looking at, especially when I was having to think about the article about revenue streams for freelance developers, I started to think about, I've had a few conversations with other freelancers that get a little bit annoying.
Tell me, come on, what pisses you off, Simon?
This pisses me off.
You might come with me on this one, we'll see how we go. But what pisses me off is when you're not charging for maintenance plans. When a client comes back and we've got stunt laptops, so you can smash that one.
This is not one of them.
Ugh.
Whoops.
So
shit.
if you're not charging your clients for maintenance, they're coming back and you feel bad and then you make changes and you're not getting paid for that. How scalable is this? How much do you appreciate your time? How much are you going to be able to grow your business, get to where you want to be, if you're feeling bad all the time and you're doing a service for free? Like, what mechanic is fixing a car for free because it wasn't running perfectly the whole time, or something went wrong? Like, it's what happens. You got to build that into your service in some way. I think this is more of a mindset thing than anything else.
100%.
It needs maintenance. It's software, it's on the internet, it needs maintenance. Someone's going to do it. Is your client? No, they're not going to do it. But it's not just about that. It's also the level of support that you have to provide. If they want access to you, is that free? They didn't have it before. They paid for you to build something. Do they get it forever now? No, it's not sustainable. So that's what pisses me off. Sort it out.
There you go, absolutely. And can I just say also, I just noticed something. During that segment, there was a bit of a red glow behind you indicating that the anger is the overarching emotion. And I was looking at the screen going, where the hell is that light coming from?
Something's
and
burning.
I realised that Max, something's burning. Max has just faded up a bit of a red light during that segment, exercising a bit of creativity during the show on the fly. Big props to Max. This is just going next level. I'm loving it. You've got to value your own time, absolutely, because if you don't value your time, your clients won't. So stop doing shit for free on clients' websites.
Yeah, it is something you need to get over and just convince yourself that it is exactly what happens. You need to be sustainable. Your time is worth money. It is value that you're giving to a client just by being able to have your number or email address. So put some value on that. Start charging maintenance plans at the very minimum.
100%. Bob Cody's got a question here on Facebook. How do you have a customer subscribe to your maintenance plan when they have multiple sites? Do you need to have them sign up with different emails? I'm using WooCommerce and subscriptions.
Cool. I think sign up with multiple. Just use the same. It's like purchasing multiple products. That's it. So you purchase that same plan multiple times with the same email. That's totally fine.
Yeah, you can't have one maintenance plan across 10 websites. No, each website has its own maintenance plan and own billing and own account. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. You can have multiple sites with Squarespace, right?
Yep.
They don't say like, oh, well, you can have as many as you want for 15 bucks a month or whatever. You sign up multiple times to get access to that particular service, right? There are some people who give discounts if they've got multiple sites, maybe up to 5 or whatever, but that's not really the problem to solve right now. You want to be able to get your clients on maintenance plans, solve that problem first. If you want to think about discounts or whatever later, do that later, but step one, get them on a maintenance plan. Cool.
Cool. We have got some questions from the Facebook group, so let's help some people get unstuck.
Let's get unstuck.
Freestyling. Nice.
So
bring a
you
guitar
answer,
in
you
here
answer the
sometime.
We should, absolutely. You answer the questions and I'll just do in the background.
Sounds good. Cool. So James Alviani says, would love to know what are the main add-ons people use to customize the WordPress admin area, especially with Beaver Builder. Also, any successful examples of businesses communicating and broadcasting information through the dashboard to their clients.
That's a genius idea.
Love it.
And I'm glad we thought of it 7 years ago.
Yeah, well, first of all, when it comes...
We did.
When it comes to the Beaver Builder side of things, we were just talking about that before. And that, like, I personally haven't really solved this problem, but it's not really that much of a problem for me, I found. We use Beaver Builder to build sites. For some of our sites where we know we're going to have we have very specific design guidelines. Even if we're building the site with Beaver Builder on the front end, we'll use advanced custom fields for clients on the back end, and we'll actually put those fields in certain Beaver Builder locations. So edit on the back end, and then we lay out with Beaver Builder on the front end.
Genius.
You can totally use whatever you want for the front end,
Yep.
but ACF backend is just awesome. It's such a good way to be able to manage what the client can edit.
And the other thing is you can just train your client to within an inch of their life how to use Beaver Builder. We're actually going through a process at the moment with our design agency. We're training them and educating them how to design websites in the browser so that they stop giving us Photoshop files.
Isn't that, and that's such a huge chunk of the project.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna disappear.
Yeah, just gone, right?
Yeah, and
so,
thanks to tools like Beaver Builder and Elementor,
correct.
you're able to do that.
That's right.
They're
So,
able to do that.
train your clients how to use Beaver Builder and Elementor or whatever page builder you're using. And the caveat is, we're going to teach you how to do this. Set up a staging environment so they can practice. Like that move there? Set up a staging environment so they can practice. And if they go live and they screw it up, charge them double to come in and fix it. That's the caveat. So there's a couple of options there. Now, in terms of, James, in terms of any successful examples of businesses communicating or broadcasting information through the dashboard, there's a little plugin called White Label CMS over in the WordPress plugin repository, developed by a little company called Video User Manuals, based out of Melbourne, Australia.
Is when we need like shameless plug to come up on the screen.
Yeah, that's right. We just need a big electric
hey Max,
cord
if you could
plug.
Just make that
plug. And within the White Label CMS plugin, there is a function where you can add your RSS feed from your own blog or someone else's, if you wish. And when they log into their dashboard, there's a little widget there with the top 3 articles from your blog from your RSS feed.
Ooh.
So there you go.
We might even take a look at that at some point in the very, very near future. So we'll show you what that looks like.
Sounds good.
I am actually going to demo that.
Cool.
Very, very
can I just
shortly.
also answer Josiah's question here? Is that okay?
Help yourself.
Great, thanks. Do you set them up as editors instead of admins? By the way, these are questions from our WP Elevation group, our private, members-only WP Elevation group that only the cool kids get to hang out in.
They're not all cool, but most of them are pretty
Most
cool.
of them are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
you are
if you
all
want to get in amongst that and be a part of that, you should join WP Elevation when we open next. Shameless plug. Josh, we only give, Josiah, we only give our clients editor access to WordPress. If they request an admin account, there is a conversation and an education piece that goes along with that, which says something like this: if we give you admin access and you install a plugin and break your website, it is going to cost you $8 million for me to even log in and start fixing it. So just be very, very careful.
You've lowered your prices recently, have you?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
That's right.
8 million's pretty round number.
It is.
Cool. So what another part of Josiah's was, if they aren't going to be on a maintenance plan, what I'll do is have that same conversation, but it will be, here is your editor account access, here is your admin account access. Use this with caution. If you break something, which you probably will, that is totally on you, and I'm offboarding you because it's totally up to you. If you want to come back into our network, into becoming a client, it's just not going to happen because we have a project queue and you exited yourself from that. So either sign up with a maintenance plan with us and we'll manage that for you, or it's on you, and that's how we work. Yep. And this is your business. You are able to draw the line in the sand. You're able to do this however you like, okay? You set the rules, you make it work for you. Give results to your clients, but make it work for you.
It's not when you buy a new car and you don't get it serviced regularly, and there's a big message that says, you know, your warranty is now void. I'm sorry that you blew a head gasket and your car's only 18 months old, but you haven't had it serviced. We're not going to fix that for free. It's going to cost you $8 grand for us to fix that now. Excuse me, because you didn't have it maintained, or you use the wrong fuel. You don't put diesel in an unleaded car, you goose, right? So if you want to go in there and break things, it's going to cost you a lot of money for us to fix it.
They don't just fix it for free, do they?
They don't.
No,
unfortunately, they don't. All right. Hey, are we done with the questions?
Yeah, I reckon.
All right. Let's get into the gold nugget.
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
Oh, sorry. Woo! Oh, it's good to be
Getting
back.
into it.
Yeah.
Cool. So this week we're going to be talking about customizing WordPress for clients. Now, why would we even do that? Like, why would you even need to customize WordPress?
There's two reasons why you want to customize WordPress for clients. One is that you want to pretend it's not WordPress, and you want to pretend that you've built it yourself, because This happens a lot when people start out because they're a little bit insecure in their value that they're offering their client, and they don't want their client to know that they're using WordPress free open source software because they haven't really figured out their value proposition yet, and they want to pretend that they're doing everything themselves. That's one reason. The second reason is that when you log into WordPress, there's a whole bunch of stuff that the client doesn't need to know. Like, they don't need to know when the new WordPress meetups are coming up in their area. They don't need to have an RSS feed from the WordPress development blog. They don't need to see, you know, what is Quick Draft? Is that even a thing? Quick Press? Is that even still a thing? There's a whole bunch of stuff in the dashboard that they don't need to know about. If they're not running a blog, they don't need to see posts or comments. That's just going to confuse them. And so what you want to do is you want to, for me, it's not about pretending we don't use WordPress. It's about removing the unnecessary questions that the client is going to come and ask me. And I didn't want to have to, the reason we started this conversation 8-9 years ago is I didn't want to have to say to the same clients over and over again, oh, don't worry about that, just don't read that, it's irrelevant. So what we did is we put together a solution to actually remove that stuff so that they don't even see it and they don't even know it's there. Yeah. It's not, for me, it's not about pretending we're not using WordPress. It's about removing the unnecessary stuff that, you know, that they don't need to see, and it makes them feel a bit more comfortable about logging in because it has their logo on it and it's a bit more familiar and it's a bit more useful to them.
Yeah. So less questions for the client, less confusing from them, which means less headache for them, but also less headache for you, less support issues for you as well. So one of the things you can do is you can customize the WordPress login, which you were just saying before. So you can have that branded as your own business, or you can have that branded as your client. What do you got going on?
Justin Ferriman. Sorry, a little sidebar here. Justin Ferriman from LearnDash is on the call. Hey, Justin Ferriman. Justin says, admit it, Troy, you had way too much fun writing the music for those segment transitions, and the music is on your workout mix. I'm at the gym working out to WP Elevation music. That's right.
Let's get unstuck.
Exactly.
At the gym.
Video delay on side cameras is fixed. There we go. Beautiful.
Did Roby report that?
Yeah, thanks, Roby.
Cool.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Nice.
So, sorry, what did you say about customizing?
The WordPress login. So you can either have it as your own logo or as your client's logo.
Yeah, so here's the way I do it is I have my client's logo on the login.
Yeah.
And then I have my logo down the bottom left of the footer.
Oh, there you go. Cool. So you can also customize the WordPress dashboard. So when they log in, like we were saying before, and if there's some screen sharing available that we can cut to, that would just be great, but it doesn't have to.
Look at that!
So here it is.
Max is a genius.
It is a genius.
Far out.
So that's the login screen, customized with my logo.
That's sweet. That looks nice.
And then we go into the dashboard.
Look at that.
Now, like, this is really, really basic what I've got in there. And you could get more complicated, and I would love to put a video in, and I probably will at some stage, but right now, not a big issue. So website help and support. So I've customized the messages here. Video tutorials, for easy to follow video tutorials covering how to manage your website. Visit the video tutorials link in the sidebar, which is not in the sidebar, but when I launch this site, it would have that in the sidebar, which is video user manuals. Makes it easy to train clients, but also to point them back and say, oh, that question you've got, it's already been solved. Here it is. Instead of doing the one-to-one all the time, which I see so many people do.
And if you're really smart with the video user manuals plugin, you can add your own videos to it, right? So sure, you can add your own videos to say, here's how your testimonials widget works that we built for you. Or you can add your own strategy videos to the video user manuals plugin and start to educate your client about some basic things like lead capture, GDPR, improving conversions on their shopping cart page. You can pick up extra consulting work by adding some of those training videos into the video user manuals plugin.
We actually took that, and instead of putting it within the dashboard, we created a member area, still using the videos from video user manuals, and then adding our own stuff.
There you go, which you can do as well. The video user manuals plugin, this feels like a plug, the video user manuals plugin at videousermanuals.com, you can install that on your domain and set it up as a membership website. You can even charge access for that membership website and use our videos as the content in your membership website, and then, as Simon said, add your own videos to that. And look at that, Ray's just put a link already. Look at that. In real time, Ray has put a link. Learn more about video user manuals at, there we go, wplinks.io/VUM. So the video user manuals plugin can be a great way, and also to answer the gentleman's question from before, that's also a great way to broadcast and communicate with your client from within their dashboard.
Exactly. Yeah. So there was a little space that you would have seen on the previous screenshot. Rewind after, and on the other side was news from My Business Renegade Empire, and it's just an RSS feed. When I publish something new, that comes up there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Man, we are genius with capital J, as Frank Kern says. Hey, we are genius with capital J. We are.
Why capital
Just
J?
because he's irreverent and a bit of a dick. Well, he's not actually. He's a very funny man. But yeah, I mean, you know, video user manuals. Brian Hochstein, I hope I'm saying your name right. Is video user manuals going to have Elementor videos? You'll have to wait, Brian. You'll have to wait. I'm not going to say nothing's in and nothing's out at this stage, as the politicians say, come budget time.
It's a definite
nothing's
maybe.
in and nothing's out. But needless to say, it would be beneficial to everyone if VUM included the Elementor videos. So let's just say that there are some conversations happening behind closed doors. That's all we can tell you for now.
And on the live stream, it seems as well.
Oh yes, that's right.
Closed, I guess. Cool, so other things we need to do is make it easy to manage content. As we said before, ACF, Advanced Custom Fields, is fantastic for that. TinyMCE Advanced is really good for removing, if you're just using the default TinyMCE WordPress editor, you can actually remove the buttons with that plugin, which is cool. Also provide training and support, video user manuals, highly recommend for that. When we've launched a site, we also do a 1 hour training session with a client just over Zoom, and we'll record that and we'll give that to the client as well. But we basically just point them towards the videos that are already there. And we
It sounds like you've got a very good process set up for this,
Thanks,
Simon.
man.
Where
Yeah.
did that process come from, Simon?
Well, I learned it from this course that was quite good.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I'm not even going to tell you what it is.
Was it on Udemy, was it? Was it a course on Udemy that you picked up for 15 bucks?
Not
was
this
it?
time.
No, not this time.
No.
Interesting.
Searched high and low for
Interesting.
someone else's processes because I thought they've been
Interesting.
solved before, and I found this
Sounds
one.
like you've really got a handle on it. I'd be very curious to learn where you got that from.
I'll teach you one day.
Excellent. Can't wait. Right.
So, a help desk as well. I think this is absolute gold. So, support at your business. If it's just you, that's fine. It means that you're prepared for growth by having support at your business name. Teamwork Desk is awesome for that because I believe it's free, like up to 150 tickets or something. So, you can get support at your business name, send your clients there once they get into the support side of your project. When you are testing this all out, you're logging into WordPress, log in as your client and customize it. Don't just set them up as an editor and then give them access. Make sure you log in as them. I use user switching plugin to log in as them, and I'll customize the dashboard so it looks all nice. Make sure I go through the process as them, customize anything, get rid of anything that doesn't need to be there using the white label CMS plugin, also created by Video User Manuals.
That's a free one, that one. You can have that one absolutely free of charge.
Yeah, it does a lot of this. Yeah, aside
You can have
from the
it.
training.
Just yours. Go download it for free, use it, customize it, tweak it, make it your own. We'll update it too. We'll keep it up to date and we'll keep it maintained.
nice of you.
Yep, you can have it. It's free. There you go.
And then track what they're doing. So this is a bit of an advanced tip. I like to use Stream just to be able to give some accountability.
Yeah.
If someone logged in, they edited something, they broke it.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Yeah.
I don't want to spend forever tracking it down and having arguments with the client.
That's right.
I just want to log in somewhere and go,
Yeah.
that login did it.
Yes.
That wasn't us.
Yes.
That was you.
This plugin, you installed this plugin and you broke it and you were logged in as that person when you installed that plugin, and that's why it's broken, and that's why it's going to cost $8 million to fix your website.
Exactly. And then the last part, provide a website maintenance care plan. So backup security updates at an absolute minimum. They are expected, so don't be marketing that that's what you're doing. Go beyond that to position yourself as a consultant and trusted advisor by giving advice. You can see our episode on selling maintenance plans and also performing maintenance for some more info about that. We won't go into it too much right now.
Can I just say, when I started building websites for clients in 2000 and seven, there was nothing like this around.
A great show like this where two awesome
that's
people
right.
would teach you how to do it?
Correct. A great show like this wasn't around. Max certainly wasn't around. Ray was nowhere to be seen. And Jin was on the Sunshine Coast, I think, surfing. But there were I'm just flabbergasted. If you're watching this and you're not, and you're kind of new to us and you're sort of discovering us for the first time, I would go back and watch this show again, and I would be making pages and pages of notes, because Simon has just given you a blueprint here for basically helping customize WordPress for your clients and managing those relationships moving on. And it took me about 5 years to figure that out. Like what we've talked about in the last half an hour took me about 5 years to figure out when I started out back in 2007 on a 14.4K dial-up modem.
It's a lot of trial and error, isn't it?
And then
technology changes, so you keep trialing and erroring, and you're like, when will it end?
Yeah.
It won't end, but you've got to create your consistent processes and just commit to doing them consistently.
Yep.
Why waste your own time with what works and what doesn't when you can learn from someone who's been through the
Correct.
game?
We make lots of mistakes because we're idiots, and we're just basically going to tell you what doesn't work so that you don't have to make the same mistakes we do. That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Cool. Awesome. All right.
So there were some things that help us create processes. Did you know that?
Yeah, there are some things that help us create processes. Oh, does that mean it's time to have a look at?
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
Oh, he's good. Max is very good. He's
All right.
very good.
I'm really excited about this one, and I don't usually like to show a particular tool unless I've been using it for quite some time. I haven't been using it for this long, but I freaking love it. And it's called Notion, and we can have a quick look at my screen, but I haven't fully set this up yet, so this is very, very minimal, bare bones setup that I have at the moment. So what we're looking right now is at my website build process. Now I'm just going to have a quick look through, and we're just going to create, we're just going to dive into a particular part of the process. And what I'm going to dive into is the onboarding, all right? So this is completely empty at this stage. Onboarding. So what I want to do is build my process at the moment. Now, if you are, if you're able to make processes, the first step is just to record it yourself and then just put it there, and that's all you need. But we're going to dive into the how-to a little bit. So as part of the onboarding process, one of the first steps is I need to schedule call with client, right? So that's step one. So I also want to send them an email, all right? So here is email 1, schedule call with client, okay? So now I want to be able to put this email somewhere that's easy to access. I'm going to turn this into a bit of a toggle list, and then I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go subject, and then learn how to spell, subject, kick off meeting, and then message, and I'm going to say, hi client, join me for blah, blah, best Simon Kelly. Okay, spell my own name. Typing live is totally different to typing when you're not live. Cool, so this isn't groundbreaking or anything amazing here, but I can now collapse that. I can have my steps up here, I can have my emails in one place. It doesn't overload my interface, which is absolutely awesome, and I can put my process in one spot. So that's how I'm building my processes. I can also put screenshots in here, super, super easy. Now let's just go to something like Elementor. I'll come back here. I'm just going to paste Elementor in here, create a bookmark.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to pull in some of that content.
Stop it.
Yeah. And when I was talking before about creating the video to start with, if I was to use something like Loom and I pasted it in here, the video would be playable.
Stop it.
I know, it's insane. It also does, and I'll just say one more thing before we stop, it does boards. So we can have Trello.
Oh, stop it!
It's blowing my mind. So we've got card 1, let's say that's a task, not started, in progress. Within here, takes me to a new page. CRM. The opportunities are painfully endless. You get 600 blocks for free. A block is like each little piece of information, but I pretty much threw my credit card at my screen as fast as I could. So this tool is really helping me structure different ways that we do things in the business. I've also got some of my personal stuff set up here. I'm going to click over to the smiley face, Simon's workspace. There is only one success: to be able to spend your life in your own way. To just keep me motivated I remember to look at it. So there you go. Tool of the week is Notion.so.
Notion.so.
And it's just blowing my mind at the moment.
A little bit of "we" just came out. I got so excited.
I thought you meant from me. I was like, how did you know?
Yes, well, because we don't wear pants. That's right. Underneath the desk, no pants.
Just a little spray.
Just nappies. Now, so here's the question. Here's the question. Would you use this to replace Asana?
No.
Right.
Asana is who does what by when, and I don't see the way that this would be a good team project management tool just to tackle that.
Okay.
But I would definitely link from Asana to something in Notion, such as a particular process.
So when would you use the tasks and projects part of Notion as opposed to Asana?
I would use it more for planning. So I'd use it as a brain dump for myself, for structuring different things in my own mind, to be able to get things out of my head and to create some kind of roadmap, as opposed to a task list for team to be able to, who does what by when. So more of like a planning tool in that way. But I have seen a couple of people using it for task. I just, not quite, I'm not
But you
sure
could, I mean,
technically
100%. You could use this to replace Google Docs for your documentation. Evernote for just, dumping things.
Todoist for your to-dos.
Yeah.
Your CRM.
It could replace Asana. It could replace Google Sheets and Airtable, as much as I know people love Airtable. It could replace Google Sheets and Airtable, right? I mean, it could do that, yeah? But you can just use it as documentation hub without the tasks and projects bit, right?
I use it for article writing as well, because when I'm creating an article, what I don't like to see is the entire article of my explosion of ideas. I like to compress it down to the topics and then restructure the different points that I've made with that collapsible toggle field that I was showing before. So it just makes it so much easier to just get things out of your brain into a spot, organize that, and then publish.
And it has a desktop app.
It does, and the Android app got released this morning, and I'm a beta user, and it's just shiny, object loving.
Wow.
Great.
And unlimited shit for $8 a month per person, basically.
Unlimited shit.
600 blocks for free, unlimited everything for $8 a person per month. I'm gonna buy it.
Sorry, team WP Elevation. I knew he'd be excited.
Do you have an affiliate link?
No, but we'll slide that under the table.
Yeah, cool.
Between our lack of pants.
All right. Woo! It's very exciting indeed. I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
But I know what you need to be doing right now, and that is subscribing to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon so you're notified when we go live.
He's slick, isn't he? He's very good.
There's something coming out. I did a tutorial. So we're doing WP Elevation Toots, and I did one last week. I was pretty freaking nervous. I don't know why. Like the live show doesn't really make me super nervous
It's
anymore.
very different recording a recorded video, a recorded tutorial video is very different to recording a live video, because live kind of has this live aspect to it, so you can, doesn't matter how much you mess up live because people know it's live.
There's no undo.
That's right. When you're watching a pre-recorded tutorial video, people expect just a certain level of production and quality and delivery. I gotta say, dude, I watched it yesterday. It's amazing.
I don't know if
you did a great job.
Cheers. We'll see.
It was
Let me know
awesome.
what you think. Either make me feel better or make me feel worse. It's up to you, but I'd love some feedback.
What's the topic?
It's on moving from localhost to live, and to be specific, it's local by Flywheel to, maybe controversially, WP Engine transferable install.
Flywheel are going to be very happy with you for making that video, aren't they? How to use local by Flywheel for free to upload to WP Engine, our competitor.
Yeah, we'll release that, and then I'll reach out to Flywheel and say, hey, I released this video.
Give me a free hosting account and I'll make one to show how to upload to Flywheel as well. And again, this whole tutorial video series is about helping you make your consulting business more profitable and helping you streamline your workflows and your productivity. Is there anything else that we want to mention?
So smooth, Simon Kelly. Thanks, Ray. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. Josh says, if you were a solo business, would you use it and not Asana? Maybe, Josh. Yep, definitely. You should.
Asana is great, I have to say. It's
Asana is
awesome.
good. Yeah. Yep.
And with any of these tools, the real caveat is when they're super flexible, it's so much about how you use it. Remember to get your process right before you start implementing a tool. Don't keep tool hopping between different things, because they're all awesome. And all of their marketing, and I was speaking in Systemology on Friday about this exact point, all of their marketing preys on your weakness that your systems are not set up and your processes aren't enough to withstand their great marketing that their tool is better than the other tool. So focus on the way that you do something.
That's
and
right.
even write that down on a napkin, on a whiteboard. Make it as simple as possible, step by step, high level overview, and then the tool is just meant to support that process.
The tool will not help you write better processes. That's right.
Unless it's Notion.
Unless it's Notion. So just before we wrap up here, there's some very exciting news that we have here.
Oh, okay.
We talk about, we're talking about San Diego? We should talk about San Diego? I think we should talk about San Diego. Simon and I are going to San Diego at the end of June for a WP Elevation live event. That's right. It's very, very exciting indeed. In the interest of complete transparency, we're going to be in San Diego for a whole week. We are running a 3-day event for our Mavericks Club, which is our high-end mastermind. Some of you watching may be a part of that. It's going to be very exciting. And then we're running two 1-day events for WP Elevation Live. Will be the first day, and the second day will be a masterclass on a specific topic as yet to be decided. But it'll be something around lead gen or care plans or recurring revenue or writing processes in Notion or something like that. So keep your eyes out, if you're not on our email list, I strongly suggest you get on our email list by going over to wpelevation.com and signing up for one of our things, probably the prospectus or the proposal template, or just leave us a comment and let us know that you want to be notified about San Diego. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be there for a whole week, and we can't wait to meet you guys. They are very small groups in these live events, so there won't be many tickets available, but we'll let you know when they are available, and hopefully we look forward to seeing you there and hanging out in person.
Amazing.
Very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
Very cool. All right. Anything else? What's going on? That's it?
Yeah,
we done?
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, is it? All right, cool. Well, as Simon said, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook. We've got a live counter here behind us. I think it's gone up a couple since we've been watching this, but if you actually like our page, that live counter is connected in real time and actually goes up to show the number of people who like our Facebook page. 11,421 at the moment. Hey, it's good to be back, and Silence is Golden. It's good to be back in the seat. I'm very refreshed and excited to be back here, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Silence is Golden. Until then, my name is Troy Dean.
And I'm Simon Kelly, and remember, knowledge is power.
And silence is golden.